Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to sign up for the RStudio cloud. This is officially called the Posit cloud. So I'm just going to type that and there you go. So this is the Posit cloud and here you need to click sign up and you can just sign up for the free cloud version. So I'm just going to click here, learn more, then click sign up. And after that, I'm just going to sign up with my Google account and I click continue. If you are creating this first time, you will most likely have a pretty similar experience. Now, once I am in this window of Posit Cloud, what I'm going to do is click new project and then click new RStudio project. It typically takes a while to load, but we just have to be patient, and once it loads, we can start coding and we can start generating some graphs and tables. It appears that login was successful, as it says. Let's see what happens. Yeah, now it's working really fine. Let me see if I can get rid of this part. So now that I'm here, I'm going to just click file, then new file, and then R script. This R script window, this is where I'm going to type everything that I need to type. And I'm going to explain different parts of this thing to you gradually in the videos that I'm going to be uploading. But first thing first, let's bring in a data, right? So we are in RStudio. However, we don't have any data. We need to work with some data, and just like in my previous course, in this course, we are going to work with this National Financial Wellbeing Survey data. What we need to do here is that we need a way to bring this data in to our RStudio. Now, one way you can do that is right click here on this download CSV file and then click copy link address, and then you go back to your RStudio and there you create a name of your data set. So let's call that FWB data, so that's financial well-being data. And then you use something called an assignment operator. So those of you who have watched my previous course, you must be quite familiar with this assignment operator. This is just this less than and then a dash. Let me make my screen bigger so it might be easier for you to see the code that I'm writing. I'm just going to type read.csv. So that's the function that will bring the data into my RStudio environment, and inside that quotation mark I am just going to paste the link that I copied. So I'm just pressing Ctrl and V. You can also right click and click paste. So this just pastes the link that we copied. Then you select this first line that you wrote and then you click here. This is the run button. So the code is running. Let me make my window a little smaller so it's easier to see. There you go. Here under this global environment, you can see FWB data. So the data has been imported into our RStudio environment. This has 6,394 observations. So if I click on this, as you can see, this is the data set that we just imported. It also has 217 variables. So what that means is this has observations from 6,394 randomly selected people across the United States, and then it has data on 217 variables. So these variables are just characteristics of these people, like their age, their gender, where they live, and their financial well-being score, a life satisfaction score, so on and so forth. So in this video, we just learned how to sign up for our RStudio cloud version. We also learned how to bring in a data. Now, before we start using AI tools to produce our graphs and tables and other data products, I just want to share with you basic functions in R which are so simple that you actually don't need to use AI. So one of the functions is table. And what this table does is that it helps you see how a particular variable is coded. So let's think about one of the variables that we will be using throughout this course. So let's look at the variable called financial well-being score. And to get that financial well-being scores distribution, first you type in the name of the data set Here I just type data, but it should be FWB data. You have to put FWB data because that's what the name of this data frame is. Now in our language, we call it data frame. You can also call it data set. That's perfectly fine. For our purposes, we'll just call it data frame. So I typed the name of the data frame, FWB data. Then you just put the $sign. This is just how the syntax in R works. You first type the name of the data set or the data frame, then you put the $sign, then you type the name of the variable. So name of the variable for us will be FWB score. So as you can see, the moment you type FWB, R suggests you what are the closest matches to what you have typed. So we see FWB score, that's the thing that we want. Again, I'm just going to select this one line and I'm going to click run. And then in this console, it will show the output. These minus scores in this data set, these are missing responses. For whatever reason, we have missing data. So it might be that they did not respond to the questions that were asked to them. So again, this depends on the data set that you are working with. In some data sets, this might be coded as NA, not available, or in some data sets, this might be a negative number. So in this case, for us, it's a negative number, and we'll exclude these 5 respondents from our analysis.